Well, good morning, everybody. Little update on a couple things. Well, I burned some stuff. So there used to be a rather large debris pile back in this area here, which is now here. So we took care of that yesterday, and this is just the morning, kind of the burn off from yesterday. So I had that debris pile there. I had this other debris pile over here, which has been knocked down considerably. So today I think I'm probably going to finish this out just as kind of roaming around the property and stuff, just to kind of get rid of this. Most of this was kind of the original debris pile down here, but the fire makes quick work of it. And really my intention, if you remember from a couple videos, I talk about using the excavator just to kind of move this stuff out of this area and into kind of our staging area where we have all the stumps and everything like that. But it was really one of these days that I didn't have a whole lot scheduled to work on, so this just seemed like a good project. So it took all day to burn that large pile that used to be over here, and then you know, a good portion of that debris pile I just showed you there. So of course we're down here in the septic field area. Here is cabin 1. All right, I already showed you these holes are good to go. Did not call the inspector the other day. When I talked to the scheduler on the phone, I said I've been different places, and sometimes they want to come out and look at the holes to make sure they're deep enough, flat enough, you know, no extra stuff in them, all that stuff. But when I talked to her, she says, oh, he doesn't come out and look at that stuff. He wants to do it all in one swath. So she says he wants to come out and look at it when it's pour ready. So I said, well, I don't have concrete here yet. I don't even have my mixer, which is still on order. So we're gonna have to delay. I said, scratch my name off the list. It's gonna be a minute. So yeah, so that's got some stuff. I still had the cages and stuff I had to put together. I had to get the tubes in for the piers. Like I said, concrete's got to get here. Got to get the mixer. Actually have to get a couple hoses to get water down there to the work site. And I don't know what else. It's got to be something else I'm waiting on. Anyway, let me go up and show you and tell you a little story about these tubes that I got in. Wait till you hear this craziness. Okay, so I'm in the bus now. I'm actually starting to have to use the bus for storage of things because I'm just running out of room in my little sheds out there. So I've put the tubes in here. So these are 48 inches long and they're 10 inches around. There's a ½ inch tolerance to it. That's why they can ship these one inside the other right there. So I think there's, I don't know, 22 of these tubes here right now. So here's the funny story about these tubes. So how this all came about, I'm online, I'm looking for supplies and stuff, looking for the closest place, you know, easy to pick up, in and out. So I find these at Lowe's and Home Depot and whatnot. Home Depot is really not an option for me. The closest one is probably about an hour and 45 minutes away. Closest Lowe's is only 45 minutes away. But these were out of stock at my, I would say local Lowe's, but the closest Lowe's I had. So of course they give you an option to say, hey, you know, check other stores. So I check other stores. The closest store from me had it about 2 hours away. I think in Georgia, actually. So I was like, well, I kind of need them. I love driving and taking trips and stuff. So I was like, well, I'll take. That was interesting. I guess I'm creating too much. I'm in here in the bus sweating right now. So I don't know why the smoke detector or CO2 alarm went off. Probably just doesn't like my hot air. Anyway, so where was I? Talking about taking a trip, driving like 2 hours to go pick these tubes up. But I noticed on the pricing to go pick them up in the store price was $16.50, say. But when I was shopping at my closest Lowe's, the price was $6.50. So it was a $10 markup. And any place that had them in stock, again, I went out further, 100, 150 miles to see what was going on. Everybody had them in store priced at about $16.50. So I was like, well, shop my local store and like add these for delivery, which is exactly what I did. So I don't know if it's a price glitch, something I just kind of happened upon. So when I mentioned this to Rebecca, I said, hey, I'm saving $10 per tube. Oh, by the way, we need, I don't know, 30 of them for all of our cabins down here. So my initial burst was to just get the first 3 cabins I'm building more, sooner rather than later. And then, but Rebecca says, well, just get them all now before they, fix what's going on. So I did. And so now I have to use the bus here because I'm running out of space for things I'm going to use in the next, year here with these tubes. So just a weird thing. I'm not quite sure what the deal was, but, I'm okay with it. And yeah. So that's another thing. So let me take you over to the shed here. Let me show you the cages that I'm building that's going to go inside of these piers, which are going to hold up the cabins. Here we go. So this here is like the basic cages I'm putting together that's going to go inside of each pier. So it's simple hashtag base here. That's going to go up on chairs. So it'll be about 3 inches off the ground in the bottom of the hole. And then these will extend up the columns up into the piers and be, obviously covered in concrete and stuff. So I spent took about 2 days to get all these done. So everything's kind of locked in and integrated together. This is all 1/2 inch rebar, and then the stirrups here, they're 3/8. I started making these squares with 1/2 inch rebar. I ended up snapping a couple, just with overstressing them to get these bends, these 90-degree bends. So I just went with 3/8, which is fine. And then, so these have a 90-degree bend here, and they are all kind of tied together within each other. Then I had my laser out, and I had everything down. The tops of these will be about 3 inches below the top of the concrete. So they'll obviously all be hidden and everything. So pretty simple little design, nothing really much to it. Just takes a minute or two to get kind of all these together. Here, I'll walk you over and show you the rest of them here sitting in our other space here. So here's the rest of them. You can see they're all kind of varying in height. But this is kind of where their home is here until I start taking them out and putting them in the holes. So I'm down here, I'm burning some more stuff, and I hear the grubs in the wood just going to town, and I've never actually seen, really where, let's see, all this sawdust here comes from. Okay, you can see it, underneath here, like this here only comes from right here, but I've never seen a big hole. Well, come to find out, right there in the middle of your screen, they just use a little pinhole to push out these pieces of wood that they're carving off. See that? So that's how they do that. I find that rather interesting. So I would imagine if I took off this bark, I would be able to find the grubs right underneath here. Yeah, I'm sure they use that. Look at that. I would assume they use that as their kind of like their depth tester. If they get to the bark, then they know they're almost out of the wood. Look at that. Huh. Anyway, this guy's cleaning house. Anyway, I don't know if you find that interesting as I do, but oh, he's got a big one. This guy. Oh, maybe I should do this as like an ASMR or something. You can just sit here and watch and listen to the grub and watch him spit out the debris. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. Anyway, that's just about what has happened this week here with everything. Not a whole lot. I'm not really going to sit around and make you guys sit at, watch me bending rebar and cutting rebar and stuff like that. So I'll just try and consolidate stuff. Once I get into building, maybe I'll be a little more specific or show you some more details of kind of how I'm doing things, or how, I don't know, maybe I'll need ideas or something from you guys to on how to do something better or stronger or whatever. Anyway. Yeah, so that's probably going to wrap it up. Probably a short one here today. Not much, not much video that I've got to sort through here. So anyway, we'll see you on the next one.